Okay. Happy Monday. Maybe already Tuesday for some people. Or maybe even later in the future if you're watching the VOD. But it's 9:41 p.m. for me. The stream is scheduled for 9:45, so starting a little bit early. I see first and second in YouTube chat. Welcome to Balone and Sun Tzu Says. Also, welcome to the Duck Gang Quack. First in Twitch chat. How's it going? Hope everyone is doing well. So I'm going to do something that I guess I haven't done on stream in a while, is play on chess.com when it's not Title Tuesday. It's not even like after Title Tuesday. I was checking my ratings, and I think I'll try and work on raising at least some of these. Very close to 2,500 rapid. So I think I'll start with rapid chess. Hop in the 10-minute pool. Let's get this party started. 10 minutes, start. Hopefully I'll get an opponent in a reasonable amount of time. Not sure how many players around this rating are in the pool. Yeah, welcome to more people tuning in. Appreciate all the early joiners. This will probably be a medium length stream. Not sure how long I'll go for. Maybe until midnight, which would be what, just over 2 hours and 15 minutes. Oh, the Duck Gang has a tournament in 6 days. Asking any tips. There's only so much you can learn in 6 days. Sometimes, like right before a tournament, you want to make sure you're eating well, sleeping well, exercising, maybe doing some tactics. Nothing too strenuous, but like light tactics to sharpen your vision, boost your confidence. Maybe a few training games as well. Always helps to have a training partner to play over the board with, or online, just a slower time control. Okay, I might have to adjust the rating range. I'm realizing that I'm only seeking to players 2391 and up. So let's cancel this. And I mean, do I expand it to like 400, 200? Let's try this. There we go. Okay. Playing LacdLuke. First game. Let's play a French attack. Oh, thank you, Sultan. How's it going? With the 50,000 Indonesian rupiah. Really appreciate that. Salamat pagi, right? Good morning. Okay, we have a French exchange. So I had the lesson with Grandmaster Avati Gregorian about a month ago now. Maybe about 3 weeks ago. But I've been playing a decent amount of French on stream and off stream. And getting this line a good amount as well. So White's played h3 and bishop d3. So if I want to develop actively, I guess we can trade. And the plan that I was taught is queen d7 and castle queenside. And if White castles kingside, then there can be a pretty strong attack. Especially when White's committed to h3, and then the eventual g4 becomes stronger. So just going with the flow. What are you drinking? I'm drinking iced tea. Some kind of fruity iced tea. Okay, I could take with queen or knight. Kind of leaning towards taking with queen. So knight will have a path to also come in. This also prevents the queen from doing things. And it's a bit iffy for white to develop the bishop. Like bishop g5, f6, I think only helps me. And g3 isn't really stable because h-pawn's committed. So I'm feeling pretty good here. I mean, maybe white will go for the pawn storm. And then I'll have to choose, like, do I castle into it? Do I stay flexible? Do I castle kingside? Oh, thank you, nighttime. Happy 22. Also, yeah, it is nighttime for me. Maybe at some point it'll be bishop time. Describe taste. Lightly sweet and tangy. Also cold, but also very refreshing. Bishop g5. Are we going to see this? Bishop e3. So white could have played bishop e3 and not provoke f6. That's interesting. I mean, I think it only helps me. I could play g5 right away. I could castle. Castle, b4, g5, e5, knight a5, queen a4, knight c4. Maybe I throw in b6. Let's do this first. So white does have a plan of maybe annoying me slightly. a4. Yeah, this is another move that combines well with b4 and pawn storming. So I think now it's just kind of a race to see who can attack quicker. I mean, g5, let's do it. Now I'm thinking before I actually play g4, I want the pawn on h5, and I want the knight on g6. That way it'll be optimal preparation. And then once I play g4, there's no knight h4. If takes, I take back with the pawn, the file opens. So feeling optimistic here. Okay, there's a few questions I haven't addressed in Twitch and YouTube chats. This question, you live in Chicago, right? I grew up in the Chicago area, but these days I live in St. Louis. Sultan is asking, are you planning to introduce YouTube memberships anytime? Or is it worse than Twitch? If I enable YouTube memberships, I want there to be like clear benefits. I also want to make sure that it doesn't like detract from Twitch subscribing, but it's something I might consider. I haven't looked like too closely into it.
Relentlessly raising Rosen's rating.
Oh yes. That's what I'm trying to do. Like trying to trade queens, which I don't want. So h5. Okay, queen f3. I think I just slide back. And now this move is going to come with tempo. There's an interesting concept when it comes to attacking chess, is that sometimes there will be things which look like defenders, but sometimes the defenders are fuel for the fire. I made this analysis when I was, when Avati Gregorian was showing me this. Very often it's a knight that gets kicked around with like g4, but in this case, it could very well be the queen. And the queen is maybe counterproductive on f3. Thank you, Gaston LV. Happy 37 months. Oh, I see the first time chat from Perp Javok. Not sure how to pronounce that. But Illinois high school player. Yeah, I went to high school in Illinois. Niles North represent. So king h1, getting off the g file, but transferring to the h file. This is looking really good now. I'm thinking rook g8. I could take too. Yeah, positions like this are worth calculating. There's options. I mean, if I play rook g8, there's h4, g3. If I take and then rook g8, the queen can return to f3. But then this, it's so close to winning. Yeah, maybe it makes sense to take first. Oh, there's takes, and queen f5. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, I don't think white can actually take back, because queen f5 is... Oh, wait, no, queen f5, there's still queen f3. I was blind to this knight. Okay, I guess life goes on. So rook g8. Well, which rook? Probably the h rook. I don't see the purpose for the rook here. This rook has more potential to go to the e-file. Okay, so I'm threatening mate. Expecting this, and I'll probably play knight f5 to prepare this. That's still looking very, very good. White's moved the queen a few times. Now, it's true my pawn is undefended. But I imagine if white takes it, there should be some form of punishment. I'm looking for the cleanest form of punishment. Like takes, probably bishop f4, and then take and then fork. There's also bishop a3, but I should be more interested in the king side. h4. Oh no, white's pawn. I guess white wants queen h3. But then even king v8, queen takes, and then checkmate. So let's take it. I'm considering queen g4. Also probably like very acceptable. I trade queens. I still have an attack too, and I'd be up a pawn. So it's another case where we'll take a moment. I don't want to take too much time. Queen g4 take with rook. Rook g1. It looks so good, like rook g8, f5, f4. Yeah, let's do it. I'm still not sure if I want to take with pawn or rook. Taking with pawn is also kind of attractive. Let's take with pawn. I'm trying to be like kind of self-aware of moments where I might overthink things and just rely on intuition, especially when the position's good.
Chess.com. What the heck?
Oh. I'm non-exclusive. I'm not exclusive to Lichess or chess.com. I play where and when I want. No one can stop me. Also, my chess.com rapid rating has been at 2491 for a while now, so I'm trying to make it a nicer number. Yeah, there's still some mating attack. If I play rook h8, then it's a mate in 2 threat.
We drink whatever tea we want.
Oh, yes.
When we want.
Okay, there's a cool mating idea. Starting with en passant. En passant. Actually, I don't know if it works. Wait. There's a few mating ideas. I mean, knight f5 is strong looking. That's another case where I should just move quickly. Like, take rook g3. I'm trying to calculate. Take rook g3, knight h4, rook h8. And white's getting mated. Okay. It's a temporary knight sacrifice. Other rook is ready to come in. The king is just completely cut off. Crying in the corner. Oh yes, Fly Salis, happy 47. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Lorgan, welcome back. Also, Axer Tybo.
Rosen, thank
Who
you.
was streaming earlier.
Illuminati, Rosen, no mercy.
Oh no, my mercy. Welcome back, FB3 the third. Happy 65. Yeah, if you're just joining, this is the first game of the stream. I just heard a sound effect. Oh, Danya's challenging me to 10-minute chess. What? Danya plays slow chess? I could play Danya. I heard he might be playing US Open soon. Let me just finish this game real quick. Do I have some instructive match against Danya? I was expecting just some random challenger.
Eric, let's go. Good luck.
Oh, thank you, MVP Alive. Danya's rated 2609. Okay, now I feel bad because Danya's kind of waiting for me. How do I win? Okay, there we go. Wait, how do I accept the challenge? There we go. Okay.
Good luck.
Okay.
Hope the chess goes very well today.
Shout out to Danya, who is also streaming. Oh, this will be fun. Yeah, I'm used to playing Danya in like very, very slow chess. Or very, very fast chess. But this is like slightly slower chess. Mine too. Oh, this is so wholesome. Knight c6. Yeah, knight c6 is it's a move. I think the idea is d5, e5. So I still have to manage my time. Pretty sure I just play knight f3 here. And then maybe go for some Laclede Ave to close this out so I'm not tempted to watch Danya. This might, oh no, this is not a move I take with queen and win a pawn. But we're entering somewhat unusual territory. A queen d2. I was listening to, oh yeah, I was listening to the C Squared podcast. Danya made a guest appearance. It was a great interview. But okay, let's focus on this game. So bishop h6, e4 or castling are my candidate moves. Bishop h6 sooner rather than later. Interesting. But I want to prevent knight or bishop g4, because h3 is a typical move. Queen g7 is also an option. This knight e4 might be slightly annoying. So I could castle. Like castle knight g4, queen h4. I'm leaning towards h3, just kind of flexible move. Waiting for him to show his cards. This also has the benefit of bishop f5. I might be able to kick around the bishop. Maybe first defend the pawn. I wasn't so fond of lines with knight g4, queen h4, and like e5 even. Maybe it was okay though. Okay, so castle. I mean, if he plays this, I have this at the very worst. Or rook d2. I mean, maybe it's a little bit unsettling. Like knight e4. I probably have to take knight e5. Okay, so he plays knight b4. And knight e1, it looks kind of ugly, but I have to watch out still for knight e4 take and then eventually take. I don't think black has time to do that, though. Should also keep in mind this resource, which I don't think works. G4 take and then A3 is... No, that doesn't work at all. Okay, I think I have to just decide between rook d2 or knight e1. Rook d2, knight e4, take. It's kind of interesting, actually. There's cases where I lose a2, but black's less defended. I have a lot of initiative in those lines. Yeah, I'm leaning towards rook d2. Rook d2, knight e4, take. Let's play it. Yeah, at first it looked like something I didn't even want to bother with, but it still looks kind of risky. Take here. I guess there's queen d5. Oh, he might just crush me. Queen d5 into a2. So this is probably the critical line. And there's some c4 resource. Even b3. I think there's lines where I allow knight takes a2 and then like black has to start retreating in many ways. Okay, so there's really not too many options here. I think I have to take. And then knight e5. Again, this I can throw in, but there's no rush. Oh, there's also this move I should consider. Or even this move. A3 is kind of interesting. A3 queen d5 could be like weirdly strong. Also super crazy. Do I wanna? Oh, thank you, knight b3. Appreciate the bits. I gotta watch my time because there's no increment. Do I want to start with this? think there's more benefit. I have access to e5. That's more intuitive than calculation. I think he has to play this unless I'm missing something. Knight a2, then I go here and attack the knight. So after rook f8, there's options. And this I don't think works because... yeah, this is just too slow. Like castle... it's kind of interesting. It's worth analyzing after the game. So I'm mainly considering this or this. Still knight e5 is an option too. Oh, there's knight c2. Huh. Knight c2. Knight c2, then maybe I do stuff with my knight. Oh, it's super interesting. Take, take. Let's play a3. He might play a5 though. Oh, a5's... a5 just crushing me. a5 take. Oh, wow. Okay, there's a line, I don't have time to calculate the whole thing, but a5, knight g5, queen d5, taking... oh, it's not even a mate threat. He can still play queen a2. Taking d7. Do I have knight f6 there? But then just takes, and I can't take f7 because his queen defends. a5, can I take, and rook d... looks wrong. a5, then knight e5. Okay, so he takes. I have to take. Okay. Oh, he's threatening this and this. Wow. Such board vision. Okay, so I have to like probably take and then do things with my king. So take queen a2, rook d1, queen a1, king d2, takes e4, takes king e3. Let's do it. Again, if I get e4, then maybe it's okay. He's definitely pressuring me on the clock, though. What's the pawn count? Pawns are equal, I go down a pawn. I can't say b4, though, unfortunately. Oh, wow. What's this move? Wait, what if I take? What am I missing? Takes and then this? What is he doing? Oh, if I take here, I lose my queen. Oh, can I trick him somehow? No, I have to play... he's so clever. I have to play this, but then he still takes. No, he can't take, because then it's not check, I just take here. Wow, such alignment. Again, if you're just joining, I'm playing DanielNaroditsky. Should be pretty obvious. I'm not really looking at chat this game. I haven't turned chat to emote only mode though, so hopefully neither of us get banned mid-game. Okay, that doesn't work. Is he still just winning a pawn? I have this move. King e3, queen b4, rook b1. I have to go for some compensation. The good news is this is hanging, kind of, but not really. Oh, rook g8 might happen, but then queen e5. Okay. Yeah, to be honest, when I played king e3, I didn't really even look at this move. There's also this move. But then this? It's weird, like f6 cuts off my queen, but also breaks a pin and allows d5. So this is modern housing for the king, not the traditional housing with castling. It's like one of those micro studios, slightly uncomfortable, but still some kind of living conditions. I don't know what move to expect. Queen b4, rook b1. Or maybe I'd play d5 first. f5. Oh man, he wants to open things. Ah, he wants this and then just winning the pawn. Yeah, what do I do? I don't have anything. Move the bishop. I just have to suffer down a pawn. What about queen? Queen there, there. Okay, let's try this. Oh, he still takes. Queen e5, queen d4, take f4. Ugh. I think I just have to accept I'm losing a pawn. Kind of beautiful for him, though. There, there. I gotta move. I'm in trouble. Rook a1, maybe. Yeah, it's a panic move. So the idea is after f4 here, he wins a pawn, we trade, I win this pawn. And he can't take on b4 because rook a8. I wanted to play this, but the problem is queen takes, and then f4, and I have to accept sadness. And there's an option of, oh wow, really? What? Okay, so the F file opens. I feel like I'm getting hit by a tornado. Oh, rook f6 is maybe lights out. I have this move, but then here, take. I can't take because I lose a thing. Yeah, I can't even play. Yeah, I analyzed that already. So what to do? He's threatening this and this. Uh-oh. Do I have to play d5? No, I think it's losing. I have f3. Yeah, it's not a great situation to be in against Danya, especially. Like less than a minute. My pieces are kind of scattered. Like I have a nice center, but it's not lasting at all. Okay, at least after this, I am still attacking 2 pawns. And there's no like rook check to win my queen. I kind of wonder if he's actually like taking his time to think, or he's taking his time to like explain all the educational tactics in this position. I have to play this. Rook. Try this. Oh, there's rook takes too. Rook a5. Uh-oh. There goes my king. GG. I feel humbled. Yeah, the position was going sour. To be honest though, like around here, it felt like almost okay. But then f5 I think was very strong. Like not only setting up this idea, which in the moment I was most concerned about, but also just opening the file. And just to show, like the move I wanted to play was this, to centralize and attack. But then he has this, and then this. And he wins back the queen with just a better position. Maybe I should have went for this, like this. I don't know where he put his rook, probably d6 and then h4. But white's just much worse here. What's my record versus Danya? Wow. We've played a lot. 40. He must have had some bullet match at some point. Pretty sure he adopted me in bullet. Like sometime in the past. Some suppressed memories. I think UZ grew.
Let's go.
Happy 16. This is a type of game that I feel like there's a lot of lessons to take away. Like opening, interesting middle game. I'll just go through and check the engine lines. Engine generally like slightly prefers white from these lines. Sometimes there's like move order nuances. Like, there's lines where you should play bishop h6 as soon as possible. I guess in this position, castling is slightly preferred. Oh, hello to the Grand Yada. Stop getting into sharpest positions the world has ever seen. The geese will come after you angrily. That's sometimes how you learn, though. Especially when it's not a tournament. Like positions that are sharp can have a lot more richness to them. And it was almost a good kind of sharp. But it was also the double-edged kind of sharp. Ah, a3 here. Yeah, for some reason... Oh, the move I played rook d2 is not within the top 5 moves. Knight e1 is second best. I should have considered a3. Like, just call his bluff. He could take, but then the knight is stuck. There's g4. It's still, like, ultra sharp, though. But engine likes white. Also, bishop c2, then rook d2, and yeah, white wins some material. So rook d2, black is better. Queen g7, a3. Yeah, I think I was too optimistic. Oh, but here, okay, so he misplayed a little bit. During the game, I was kind of interested about a5.
Long time no TTS, Eric.
Oh, hello to Fang
And
Duster.
as always, warm
Greetings
greetings
from
from
Liverpool.
but actually by way of Kansas, which is
Ooh.
actually where I am from, not far from you. Thanks for 50 months of wonderful content, and here's to 50 more. Long live the
Stafford Gambit. Thank you, Fang Duster. Welcome back. Yeah, if you're just joining, analyzing the game I just played with Danya. Yeah, this is maybe my one chance. Like when he played queen d5, I was already feeling like pressure on the clock. So this position, I thought I just used process of elimination and concluded that I have to do something about this. So I think the only move I considered was pawn takes pawn. But I missed the fact I could play queen e5. And then black can't take because then I can take the queen and defend the rook through X-ray vision. If queen a2 still looks scary. Oh, but there's queen a5, nice defensive resource, or even queen b5, but I stopped mate and things are defended. Okay, I would have needed to see queen a5 as a resource. Because otherwise, white doesn't have any other moves to, or any good moves to stop mate. Okay, so then it was slightly painful, but not completely losing. Engine gives, yeah, a clear edge for black. He finds the best move, f5. And then here, okay, so the best line, I did see queen e5. I didn't want to go for it because it looked like suffering, which it is. Queen takes d4. But maybe this is the best practical option. I played rook a1 in panic, and then things kind of fell apart. Also, just to show, yeah, the move that I wanted to play in so many positions was pawn d5. But then there's rook f3 with the nice discovery along the diagonal. So, okay, I hope people enjoyed that game. If this were just streamed to Twitch, I would say maybe this will go on YouTube, but it's already on YouTube. But maybe I'll ask Danya for like his side of it and can edit together another dual commentary video. I did that recently when I played Hikaru. So I do hope people enjoy the game and also take away some lessons. Question, how do you feel about chamomile? I sometimes have it. But sometimes, at least like loose leaf chamomile will sometimes cause some like allergic reaction. I'm allergic to like flowers and pollen. Okay. If I raise my elo this stream, or raise my rating, I should keep it alliterative. I think I started at 2491, so I lost 1 point between the two games I played. Let's hop back in the pool. Yeah, sadly, I don't think Hans was commentating that game. But maybe that's a good thing. Okay. New game. Gonna go back to my French. I did play a French the first game of the stream. And that game was exchange variation. Wow, f3. Some Gambit? Like, takes? What's the point? f3 just seems so strange. Like, inviting c5. Okay, let's play c5. I mean, this is kind of the thematic approach when you're playing the French, but also when the f-pawn is moved. You do want to open the center, especially this diagonal. So I'm thinking knight c6 here. If takes, I fork. I might be walking into some like weird prep. There's takes and bishop d7. I have to watch out for losing d5. But if the center opens up completely, then I should be happy. Take. Yeah, let's just play bishop d7. I guess there is e5, but then I could do a delayed Kinder surprise. Also, my French bishop has a better life now. Creates a battery with the d-pawn. There's a question from Sharp. How late is it for you? It's 10:27 p.m. So still Monday. Tuesday's approaching. I do plan to stream at least one title Tuesday tomorrow, if not both. But definitely the later title Tuesday. Okay, so there's takes or knight d7. I actually don't think it makes a huge difference. I think this is a case where I do want my knight on d7 and not to go for the reroute to f5 to help support the pawn. Now queen b6 looks pretty typical. Yeah, it feels like a pretty good French. Like this bishop has potential to find a happy diagonal. The rook has good prospects with the c-file likely to open. But it's still kind of a question what to do with the tension. If I take bishop c5, knight f3, white has a pretty good blockade on d4. Like white just wants to do this and this. My moves are a bit less clear. Rook c8, queen a5. I do want my knight on f5. Maybe I should have considered knight g8. I do have one idea actually. Maybe I'll start with rook c8, or maybe I start with taking. And then this. Or do I play bishop c5 and then queen a6? Queen a6, knight e2. Okay, let's do this. We're expecting knight f3 and now queen a6. Not sure if this was worth investing so much time. I burned probably a couple of minutes there. But I do prevent white from castling. I do also apply a bit of pressure to the a-pawn. Maybe some idea of eventually using the c-file as well. b4. Okay, I think I have to take. I was not really seeing that move coming, but oh, white wants to trap my bishop. Okay, I have this counterattacking the knight. Yeah, I do have to watch my time. Now, drawback of b4 is it does kind of weaken what's next to it. Like the pawn can't move backwards. We might see queen d3. And I either trade or play knight b6. Probably knight b6. Okay, b5 is still a threat. There's bishop a4, which looks reasonable. Yeah, it's kind of a weird square, but it pins the pawn, pressures the pawn. The rook is ready to come to c8. Yeah, I'm not really threatening to take on a2 because rook a1 would win the bishop. f5 might be coming. F5 is probably too much, though. It would make things messy. Like I might have to allow takes and takes. But then c2 hangs. And g7 could hang. Yeah, it could get very messy. Okay, that I'm happy to see. If I want to, I could play this. Could also castle. I have to watch out for b5 and rook. Rook b4. There's still knight b6, queen c5. Yeah, I think I just castle. I can't really take allowing the pin. Thank you to Creased.
Still my favorite to learn from.
I appreciate that. Happy 10 months. Queen c5. Yeah, the bishop feels like kind of an outcast. But it can be supported by the knight. Worst case, I have like a6 to free it. Here I have to defend. Okay. So now I can't play a6 because of the b-file pressure. If I take, there's still rook c1. But rook c1, knight c4? Wait a minute. Oh, it's weird. Rook c1, knight c4. Take, take. Take. It's kind of tempting. c1. There's also pawn take. Take rook d1. It was kind of hard to evaluate. I might go over that line though. It looks risky. It's a big transformation. I didn't really spend time looking at other options. Like, maybe I could have just built a pressure. So calculation is rook c1, knight c4. So I hit the queen. If takes, I take. So rook c1, knight c4, white would have to take. And then I was thinking pawn takes. Let's say rook takes. And then it's rook and pawn for 2 knights. But the 2 knights are still a little bit clumsy. And they're superfluous. This knight's pinned in 2 directions. I do have the passed pawn too, along with the newly opened d file. Okay, rook d5. So I think I want to play this and try and win the pawn. Of course, white has a4, but the other idea is to play this and try and win the knight. There's c3 too. I think I want to tie down white, because now all these things are tied down to defending. And the knight is still pinned, actually still in 2 directions, because there's a pin on the d file too. And c3 might be the final straw that breaks white's setup. Like c3, rook d1, c2. Oh, I can't play c3. Kind of forgot that move existed. a6. a6 take and then b5, a3. There's also queen b6, which I don't like. g5 is kind of interesting. e5 take, take. Okay, let's go for this. I think I just take and try and use the b file. I mean, taking b5 is still interesting because I'm threatening b4, a3 is forced. I have a5 and setting up queen b4. Let's do it. It feels wrong. Like, knights like when the structure closes down. But the whole concept is to play queen b4. I'm threatening to take, take, take. I'm also just threatening to take the pawn. Mm. It's actually kind of annoying. It might just be equal. Take, take. King e3. Okay, it's a big risk. I have a plan. What was White doing? Oh no, okay. I could have taken with check. Go. I lost on time. It's so hard to move in time pressure. Maybe I'm just slow. I'm used to the 1 second increment. To be honest, I wasn't sure also what the rules are with 2 knights against king and pawn. But I guess now I know. Because I think 1 knight, I once had a position like this. Let's yeah, I once had a position like this where I was white, black flagged, and the game was declared a draw. Even though, oh, maybe this is a bad example to triangulate. Yeah, something like this where white can be mating. But 2 knights, I guess, is different, especially with a pawn on the board too. There's cases where it's forced mate. Except this is a theoretical draw. Okay, good game. Yeah, I took a pretty big risk allowing or basically going into this. Engine says rook c8. Interesting. Because the other option is taking. And then take, take, take. Actually, I didn't realize this is worse for black. I guess, yeah, the rook has to move away, white wins the pawn, and then white has a more active king, and there's some issues on the queen side. And then later, yeah, I think I was just a little bit too slow. Got some winning position. Oh, free knight. Oh. I may have pre-moved, or not quite pre-moved, but yeah, I always have to look at the opponent's last move. At some point, I hung the rook. Where was it? I think here. But if white takes it, I'm still threatening to queen. There's no knight d2, so this should be a draw. Okay. Oh no, my rating. I hop back in the pool. Let's go again. Oh yeah, the opening was kind of interesting. Yeah, maybe slightly dubious for white. Engine likes takes. Okay. Moving on. Let's play d4. Play maybe some bread and butter London. Oh, is my opponent going to play a Dutch? Oh, good luck to my opponent. Oh, my opponent's playing the, whatchamacallit? The opening I was taught recently. And they saw my videos. Okay, that's useful information. Yeah, my lesson with Avatik, we covered this briefly. But he recommended that knight to f6 rather than taking. Queen h4 is new. This comes to mind, this comes to mind, this comes to mind. And usually the idea is to just sack the pawn and develop. Bishop d6. If I take and then take. There's also take and take. Oh, but that actually probably doesn't work for me. Okay, so let's say takes, takes. E4 or E3? Go for E4. A bit more active. Still leaving tension. Maybe I should not have allowed this though. G3, then can I get away with F3? Yeah, G3 is probably a good move. F3 is so ugly too. But if I can win the pawn, it might be justified. The problem is like this and this. My other knight comes to F1. I'm going for it. as ugly as it looks, like I'm down a pawn. Black's defending this. I'm not yet attacking it. Oops. E2 would be a really bad pre-move. The idea is to get this knight here, do something with the queen and castle. And argue that black's a bit slow to develop. As long as the queen can't jump over the pawn, things should be okay. Like another reason why I don't mind this, even though, okay, maybe I should mind it. Okay, I have 92 actually. 92 here. I'm in time to play rook f1. I have to be careful though, like, okay. I play queen d3, there's queen c1. I was considering knight c3, but then queen e3, take. So I think deciding between knight e2 or queen d2. Queen d2 might be the safest, but then g5, no, g5, knight e2. Okay, let's play this. Maybe end up trading queens. And black is dreaming of like getting a pawn to f4 or h4. So I just have to be careful my opponent doesn't actually achieve their dreams. If h5, I'm in time to play h4 myself. There's a question if I made a video on g4 in the London. Maybe not a dedicated video, but I think I've definitely played this line before on stream. Okay, queen b4 is interesting. Attacking a pawn. Black's moved the queen so many times. To h4, to f4, to f6, back to h4. I'm threatening to be like Pac-Man and just gobble up free food. I'm not sure what black does. King e7 walks into e5. Queen e7 loses the pawn. d5 would save the pawn. Okay, I can keep developing though, like knight c3 or knight d2. That's actually a question. Is my knight more useful on d2 to access this square? It is more active on c3 to maybe threaten this stuff. I think I like knight c3 better. The queen can also help attack the pawn. And now I'm I'm a bit more developed than black, having very clear compensation now for the pawn. Okay, queen d6. The bishop has some more life now, too. It was sad when, especially when the pawn was on f3. It actually might be feasible to castle kingside. Our king is like decently safe on g1, even with a pawn here. And it would help get the rook to the file like as quickly as possible. And just imagining like castle and then checkmate. Have some goals. And time is much better this game too compared to previous games. Okay, queen e7. Yeah, maybe necessary. So this is an option. I think queen takes g3. Winning back the pawn. Avoiding the queen trade. Yeah, I want a castle. I just don't know which way. Like now I'm leaning towards castling queenside. Preparing d5. I'm also not sure where the rook wants to go. Like if d5 take, then the e file is the best file for the rook. Okay, now if d5 allows this. Black is trying to consolidate. I play e5, e5, d5. Yeah, it still takes work. I'm thinking h4. Black still wants to play this. Oh, but then knight d5. Okay, let's play h4 first. Kind of a flexible move. Kind of waiting to see what black wants to do. Enables h5. Also enables bishop h3. As black castling queenside. Hmm. Okay, I'm playing kind of slow improving moves. Still waiting for black to commit. Okay, now d5. Well, there's some argument for both pawn pushes. e5. Okay, let's go for e5 because there might just be a crushing sacrifice. Yeah, I'm just going to rely on intuition. This might be the wrong approach, but I'm just seeing some mating patterns. So if queen here, I play this, forking the queen and bishop and threatening mate in one. Okay, thinking knight f4. Oh, knight f4 I don't really want to commit to. There's also knight b6 and d5. Okay, let's go for this. Some fancy play. Knights are hopping in. So this knight wants to come to d5. Oh, queen g4 I missed, though. Interesting. I might have to play down material. If queen, maybe queen here. This is a risk of playing slightly crazy. Sometimes it's possible to lose control. But still having fun. So I have 2 pawns for the piece. Queen takes knight, I have knight d5. Rook g1 is probably the main threat. Okay, now d5's covered. I have this move. But then take, it's not so clear. It's really not clear. d5 take. Might have to defend. Not what I want to do. Okay, wow. Dirty finish. Final endgame should be drawish, although final position was losing for me. Oh man. Yeah, let's analyze earlier. At some point I thought I was on the verge of winning and then maybe got a bit careless. Oh hey, it's Woogles. Shout out to Woogles. Woogles is a Scrabble website, woogles.io. Hope you had a good stream. If you're just joining, this is Chess, playing on chess.com.
Hi Eric, I'm curious, you like playing Gambits but I've never seen you play the Albin, is there any particular reason for that?
That's true, yeah. I never really learned the Albin super deeply. I know the basic trap, but it's not a Gambit I ever became so enthusiastic about. Maybe one to kind of keep in the back of my mind. Maybe learn to use as a surprise weapon. It is playable even in like strong classical play. But yeah, I've devoted my energy to learning other openings. Sometimes I like to play like gambits of my own creation. Does this have a name? This is called the Senechaud. I remember discovering this. I was actually planning to play this in an over-the-board classical game in 2018. There's a funny move here, g5, and then bishop c1, and h5 is a line. And white's better though. Okay, this line. So I really misplayed it. Oh, e4 is a bad move. Yeah, allowing g3. But it wasn't so easy for black. Okay, apparently black had to play this. I think I was going to play this. Castle, queen d3. Maybe there's some like bishop a6 ideas. Anyway, I want to analyze a bit later. Because yeah, white's on the verge of just crushing. Went for the sack, which is the best line. And then, yeah, maybe I should have played knight f4. Yeah, I just misplayed it. It required finding some not super easy moves. Yeah, queen e3, leaving this knight hanging, but I assume preparing d5. And then here, yeah, I need to find d5, but even then it's not easy. So how does this work? Takes, rook takes, d5. Oh no, knight f4. I guess e6 is coming. Or d5. Okay, this is very hard to find. But this works because g7 hangs after rook d6, and there's enough discoveries too. Okay. Should I keep going? I'm black, playing National Master ChessShop. Okay, here we go. Do I play an Albin? I want to raise my rating though. I should play an opening I know. Let's play d5. Okay, you can't play the Albin against a London anyway, so I'll play my usual setup against this. I think knight h5 is a move. Queen c2 is a slightly tricky line. I'm kind of forgetting what to do. f6 e5. Might just be g6. And prepare this. Get the bishop pair. It seems reasonable. We provoke the trade. Not sure though. Also considering this. Oh, this looks okay. Opponent's playing very, very quickly. So I want to play h5. I'd play g6 first, or f6 first. Maybe I should. His bishop doesn't really have a life, but it's the nature of white's pawns on dark squares. Could reroute to d6. There's bishop d3. I'm thinking the knight has to go here. King d7. Yeah, white has this idea of knight f1 to e3 to pressure d5. I have the idea of doing this. Take, take. And there's rook h7 too. Maybe rook h7. Kind of slow playing, but I want to prepare the break. Okay, so h5. Take, take. I do have to watch out for the knight or bishop activating. A lot of tension here. We both have our rook batteries like ready for the files to open. If I get the chance, I probably want to play h4. I'm expecting takes. Take with bishop. And I could either take or play knight g4 immediately. Interesting. And knight g4 is kind of a threat. I'll play this. Hmm. Okay, I'm really just relying on like intuition. Take with knight doesn't work, I don't think. And the knight's probably coming to e5. It's a question, can my rooks do anything? Because knight guards h2. There's one idea is to play f4. Okay, now there's g4, which essentially traps both knights. And white's down 2 pieces after g4. It sounds extreme, but I don't see what white does. f3 maybe? Okay, let's do it. Hmm. The question is, what is my plan? Because white wants this. If I trade rooks, I relieve all the tension. I have like knight c8 to a4. Huh. Let's start with this. Yeah, very confusing position. I wonder if my king can like walk to a4, b3. Sometimes positions like this, you do have to think long term. Yeah, the rooks look pretty, but they're not doing too much. What can I do? Knight c6. Threatening this, which would win material. I guess I want to maneuver to e4, so maybe c6 was a wrong option. Like maybe c8, c8, d6, e4. I'm missing something. Take, take. Oh wait, that doesn't win material. What am I thinking? Thing can just move. Oh, f3 is playable. Wait, do I have this? Yeah. I had some hallucination there. To play this. We might end up repeating. It's kind of annoying. I misplayed this. There. Let's try this. Oh, this looks so ugly. There's almost a trick. Okay, let's try this. So if takes, I trap the rook, I think. If here I played this, I was getting spicy. I'm also threatening this maybe. I'm down so much time. Yeah, the key is to yeah, basically over defend d5, so oh wow. This move. Check. That's getting crazy. So the pawns attack 3 times and pinned. If takes, I check and win the thing. Really not sure what's happening though. Bishop attacks the knight. Up the exchange for 2 pawns. Hmm. Oh, that was so bad. Oh, what did I do? I really messed up. Maybe there's drawing chances. Threatening b5. There's no rook b2. Yeah, I just missed that. Oh no. Take. Let's try this. It's not going to end well though. Opponent played well. Oh, there's one last trick. Not really. Threatening take and push, but not really at all. You never know. Never know. Okay, time to resign. Good game. Yeah, position got weird. And then it got weirder. And then this was interesting. Oops, what did I do? Going back. Yeah, this was a really bad move. Knight or Rook G6, allowing knight e5. Hitting this, and my plan was to play Rook B6 and win B2, but White defends while winning another pawn. Oh, but it's still okay, actually. This position is still okay? Okay, F3 was wrong. But going back... Yeah, maybe there is some chance here. I think my biggest downfall, though, was time. I'll check the opening, too. Not sure if there's any, like, obvious improvements. Maybe some small differences. Yeah, engine likes F5. Maybe just restrict E4. And then there's less worries. Okay. All right, let's do one more. Let's do one more. Rating has been reduced a little bit. But having a lot of like instructive games against pretty good players too. Yeah, the later it gets, the harder it might be to find opponents. So at some point I might switch to blitz. I think I've lost... Well, how many points have I lost? I started the stream 2491, so I've lost 12 points. I'll try and make it up. Playing this person. So I did play Danya earlier. He played knight c6. And d5 is a bit more standard. And I'm going to try and use the clock as a weapon. Maybe I've been talking a little bit too much and not playing quickly enough. Trying to avoid blundering too. Yeah, sometimes a5, a4 is included. And the point of knight e1 is to get to d3. Like usually, actually especially in this Carlsbad structure, knight's usually happiest on d3. I can't really stop this, but yeah, probably just this. a4, knight c5. Queen also helps defend b2. Okay, so queen b5 is kind of threatening pawn b6. I could move back, actually. Offer the trade. There's bishop g5. Wait, bishop g5, b6 take. There's pawn takes. Knight d7. Yeah, that might be trouble for white. Okay, let's move back. All right, take. There's e5. Oh, I'm a bit torn. Take, e5, bishop. Bishop e3. Yeah, it gets a little bit tricky. Queen b5 is a good move. Rook e1. I mean, I don't have too many options. I have to play bishop g5 or knight c1. Knight c1, take, e5. Okay, let's just go for this. What country is this? Oh, European Union. Which I don't think is a country. Didn't recognize the flag. Yeah, black doesn't have to take. Yeah, this is probably the critical line, though. So 2 knights against bishop and knight. Bishop e3. Yeah, there's a line rook a5, b4, take. I think I'm in time to defend everything. Expecting en passant. It feels like I'm playing only moves, basically. So there's an idea to take and then f3. So if takes, it's a fork. I did concede the a file, though. I don't think I'm losing a pawn. My opponent's taking time here, but I think the only move is this. Unless they take, they have this move. But then they c1. Okay. So... that's still tricky. A somewhat deep line I'm looking at, which I'm not sure about. b4, rook a2, knight c1, rook c2, b5. Maybe just b5 and then bishop d4. All right, let's go for this. I'm trying to move quicker, but okay, time's about level. I'm going for this sign. Yeah, this is more intuition rather than calculation. I have the 1-on-2 majority. My knight and rook are kind of out of play, but there's some potential energy. I like the square on d4 for the bishop. Hold the pawns together. Especially once the knight moves away, then it's going to be very hard for black to play e5. There also might be some breakthroughs, like knight a7, c6 is like already a breakthrough. If knight e7, I could calculate c6, take and b6. There's rook b2, knight d3. Let's say rook b3. Feels close. Oh, maybe knight b4 there. It's a possibility. I haven't been looking much at chat. See, there's a comment in YouTube chat. There's 800 people watching, but only 147 likes. Yeah, if you're watching and you're awake, hit that like button. I know some people watch on their TV, where then it's a bit harder to access the like button. If you're watching on Twitch, there's no like button. But there's a follow button and also a subscribe button if you're feeling generous. Oh, he's reading YouTube chat. I have both YouTube and Twitch chat open. But sometimes especially during like intense games, I stop looking at chat. And during Title Tuesday, it's prohibited to look at chat. The opponent's taking a lot of time here. And the knight has, I guess, 6 options. I didn't really calculate this, but yeah, just pawn takes knight, rook takes bishop, and c7. Thank you to French Fries, a prime sub. Appreciate that. Okay, so I think the breakthrough doesn't make so much sense. I'd rather just play this and carry on with life. Okay, now it's a question, like, do I play this and this? There's c4, which defends and attacks, but then rook b4 is not so clear. I was also thinking knight d3 take, rook a1. Did that win something? Rook a1? Knight d7, rook a8. I think it's too slow. There's also b6, which I really don't want to play because it allows knight c6. But then knight d3, rook d2, knight b4. I'm leaning towards b6. As ugly as it seems. Like, the bishop does not like to have pawns on the same color. But I think there's a lot of prospect for the c6 break. And once my knight comes in, I'll get tempo on the rook. My rook can potentially come to the a file. If rook a2, I get more tempo. Yeah, doing very well on time. So there's rook d2, which is kind of a skewer. Worst case, and for starters, I have rook a1 to threaten mate. And then there's potential to trade the knight b4, which should be okay. Or even knight b4 right away. Rook d2, I should really be calculating. Rook d2, rook a1, king f8. Let's say knight e5. 5, take, take, take. I think it's good. And knight e5. Because if takes, takes, and c6 is guaranteed. It's all about making a pass pawn. That king f8 felt a little bit more logical to get the king closer, but I think that was also too slow. So if knight takes bishop, takes, takes, I have c6. Takes in b7, rook b4, rook check, and queen. And if takes, takes, let's say knight d7, I again have c6. Takes b7, rook b2. We might go into that. Maybe black still has some fight left. I wonder if I can... Okay, well, I have c4 now. Or let's say rook b4, take, take. And there's takes in rook a7, actually. Do I start with a check, though? Probably doesn't matter. Yeah, I probably should start with a check. Because after this, I will be attacking f7 once I take b7. And the game goes on. This is a funny move. It doesn't quite work because there's check and then take. And the big problem for black is the rook is tied down to this. Ah, but the king's coming in. I still don't have... I mean, I have this. We trade. I have this. Maybe this is a way to go. Yeah, black could win the b pawn, but then we go into a winning king pawn ending for white. Okay. That took work. GG. Yeah, we went down this kind of long line that both of us kind of blitzed out, like 94, starting with bishop takes and 94, and all of this felt pretty forcing, at least for me. And maybe my opponent missed this f3 idea. A pawn can't be taken, knight has to retreat. Yeah, for rook a2, I had knight c1. Engine likes black, though. Okay, knight a5, not the easiest move to even consider. I guess knight a5 is dual purpose. It opens the c file for the rook and also prevents b4 because then black's defending b3. Okay. It's 10 minutes till midnight. I just want to follow, spectate. Okay. Will it load in the next game? There we go. Okay, I'm going to take a small break. Enjoy some very high level blitz chess. And I'll be back. I'll be back soon. Okay. Thanks everyone for waiting. Hope people enjoyed the share stream. I'm still in reading recovery mode. Okay, playing chess book from Botswana. Here we go. Let's play another French. I think I'm 1 out of 2 with the French today. I won the first game of the stream and then had some unfortunate experience, but not due to the opening. Okay, c4. Huh. I'm actually wondering if white wants to play c5. I'm going to play bishop b4 check first, and then knight f6. And probably just take. I have to watch out for d5, but I don't think that's a huge threat. I'm trying to keep the pace on the clock as well. Wow, h3. Okay, so rook e8, bishop e3, knight d4. Looks like one option. Yeah, there's cases where like castles though, and it's not super clear. There's knight e4 as well. Hmm. I really want to punish this, but it's not easy. I have an idea. Okay, I'm going to play rook e8. Yeah, I was spending a lot of time calculating this, but my idea is to play knight a5. Which seems a little bit unusual, but the idea is to remove the bishop from the diagonal so I can, or so I don't have to worry about defending f7. Because if I played this too soon, I was calculating castle, take, and that file becomes open. Okay, now this. That's still similar compensation. Maybe I can take with the rook. Take with the rook, takes. Queen a4. Oh, it's messy. I'm getting tired too. Take. Wait. Yeah, knight e5 could be an issue. Take. I'm just gonna trust my gut. Knight e5. I have moves. Bishop e6 maybe. Okay, worst case I can take and take. Rook e7. Just rook e7. Yeah, there's no reason to sack. White's definitely getting some initiative here. Well, the good news is, yeah, knight here allows takes. The bad news is I'm still under major pressure. Like, do I have h6? I know I'm burning a lot of time, but I think it's necessary to check for danger. Let's do it. I mean, I'm essentially trying to call White's bluff. Like bishop h7. I have king f8 as well. I was thinking just this, take, take, take. Oh, there's rook takes. Ah, I don't, wait, no, rook takes, I take the knight. I think. Okay. So I have two pieces for something. For rook. Am I getting mated? I don't think so. Bishop e6 is coming. If here I take with check. Again, it looks scary though. Rook f8. Or okay, rook af1, I have bishop e6. Okay, here. What to do? If I take, then rook d1 becomes a threat. There's bishop f8. I take and then bishop f8. Oh, there's a cool idea to take on h3. Okay, bishop h3 now. And then take the knight. I'm really feeling the fatigue. Let's do it. Oh, there's rook d1. Rook d1 I take. Rook d1 I have moves. Or do I? Wait. That could be an issue. Queen e5. Huh. Ugh, I don't like this. Okay. There were too many other problems, or too many problems with other lines, so that's why I'm going for this. Now bishop e6. There's rook e7. Bishop f5? No. Hmm. I'm in trouble. I have to take. Not what I want. There's rookie a2. Let's go for this. I burned most of my time. Wait, what? Knight's attacked. Okay. Some hope. This is going to be stressful, though. Rook a3, b6. GG. I tried. What to do? Got a little bit too low on time. Oh, h4 is actually winning for white. Because probably bad things happen. I don't think I ever had chances to win. Maybe some chances to draw. It's so difficult with the knight. Yeah, even having the 2-on-1. Okay, I guess knight c4 was better. GG. Yeah, opening was interesting. Yeah, this is actually not good to go for. And this is all playable for white. It's really trying to punish white's setup. The knight a5 was fine. Engine likes bishop e6 and okay, maybe just positional play. Yeah, white got a lot of counterplay. But then here, I had bishop e6 first. Yeah, originally I wanted to take, but I think there's rook d1. Yeah, rook d1 is very strong with rook d7. Or not rook d7, but first here and then take. And it's not good. At some point, white gave me hope though. Yeah, once we traded queens, then it's there's some chances for black. Okay, good game though. Let's do one more. Uno Mas playing Exceptional Fork. And this might be my last game of the stream. I'm getting tired. Try and end on a happy note though. Have another London. Mainline London. I do have to save some energy for Title Tuesday. It is officially Tuesday for me. 12:13 a.m. Bishop f5 is usually a move I'm happy to see. And this is a position I've had many times before. There's a few options for black here. But it's good my opponent is out of any sort of prep, getting the early time advantage. I've been seeing some comments of people catching me live for the first time. So welcome, welcome. This is kind of a late night stream. Maybe streaming at a time where some different people are free compared to usual. 94. Vaguely remember this from idea of bishop takes. But I can also, I think I can just play positionally. A castle, like c3, knight b3, or even c3, bishop c2 to b3. I will say though that like this line is very playable for black. Like usually it's only a very small edge for white, and it's sometimes hard to turn into something bigger. But there are some long-term deficiencies in black's position. Isolated d-pawn, white has a bishop pair, black plays g5. I mean, I have to play bishop g3. I don't think there's another move. Okay, g5 I'm happy to see. Because this means that black's probably not castling kingside. Also, black's probably not castling queenside. The king is not going to have a long-term home. But black does want to trap my bishop, so what to do? Yeah, this poses some question. h4 is a threat. And a few things come to mind. Knight f3, knight b3. Taking the knight. Which doesn't seem right. I don't think I've ever encountered this idea, g5, h5. There's also bishop b5, which is interesting. The idea to play bishop e5. Okay, let's go for this. I also like the idea of kind of freeing open the d file too, because then knight b3 will apply more pressure to the pawn. And I'm not sure if I actually want to take or maybe just leave the pin. I guess if a6 and I have to decide, I probably just have to take and carry on. Did Eric win the last game? No, I didn't. That reminds me, actually, I have the I have this widget thing. Also, wait, I have to be careful. h4 is coming. I was experimenting with a new widget in Title Tuesday the other day. This might seem crazy, but I am like seriously considering taking with the f pawn. Allow takes with check and then king h1. It might just be bad. Yeah, maybe I should just take h4 g4. All right, let's do it. h4 I could maybe throw in this too. Yeah, getting spicy. Knight b3. Do I want to commit to knight b3 or do I just want to play this ASAP? And there's h3 g3. h2 king somewhere? Probably h1. Yeah, there's cases where like the pawn gets to h2 I just tuck the king in front of the pawn, and then the pawn is a shield for my king. That could very well happen. Like, even if black doesn't eventually play h2, if the pawn gets stuck on h3 and I play king h2. So queen d6. Can I take the pawn? It's scary. g4 happens, but then I take on g4. I think it's okay. I might regret this.
Been trying out the French attack.
Ooh.
So much fun.
Oh, nice to hear. Summer sign. I've been trying it out too. Been having mixed results. Might be playing it more in Title Tuesday coming up. Yeah, it is actually very nice having the g4 square now for the queen. And it's going to be hard for black to win back a pawn. Also, like, as soon as black unpins, I'm ready to take. Okay, hopefully I didn't miss anything. g3. g3, there is bishop e3. I don't think that works. There's also g4 if I want to be... Nah. g4 is kind of interesting. Problem with the g4 is like rook here. There might be some argument. King goes to h1. It just feels wrong, but I'm trying to find a reason not to play this. One of these decisions which, I mean, both moves actually seem fine. I think I'm going to play this. I feel like this gives me more options. Also, positionally, it's okay. Black goes for this, so... Oh, I can't take, though. I overlooked... Yeah, black is threatening queen g3. So I have this? I have to play that. Yeah, black is threatening mate in 2. I could take first. Wait, so take 94, queen e5. I think I just played knight e4. Oh, there's a funny line. Oh, this is really cool. Knight e4. So I should have seen this before allowing bishop e3. But I'm pinning the queen, or pinning the pawn to the queen. So knight e4 is not hanging a knight. I attack the queen. I defend the pawn. And I set up the tactic, if queen e5, I can take the pawn. Because takes and then fork, and then I'll trade queens, win a pawn. And hopefully live happily ever after. In the end, I'll be threatening the bishop and the fork. And there's bishop e6. Oh no, my queen. Oh no. It doesn't work. Will my opponent find it though? It actually doesn't work. Oh no. Okay, black's thinking. That's a good sign, but I am completely losing here. I could offer a draw. Maybe they don't. Maybe they would. Nah, I won't offer a draw. I should not have said anything. I'm so sad. Okay. Opponent didn't find it. I'll share it after the game. It's so easy to miss. I could share it during the game too. Black had h2. My king would have had to move to the diagonal and then there'd be a pin. But now I can live happily. Good thing I didn't offer a draw too. So then maybe my opponent would accept it. Should I just trade? We could trade everything, but the knight's pretty strong here. Take. Oh, that's some decision. I'm thinking of taking the knight and then planting my knight on g4. Let's go for this. It's kind of unusual, but it prevents black from achieving the pawn chain. Tricky. So if I take, there's takes, and then takes, and then takes, and then takes. Could allow him to play king g2. I kind of like that, actually. Oh, there's bishop takes f2 first as well. But it's similar. Yeah, king wants to defend the knight. So we basically traded pawns. I'll put the knight back. Yeah, rook e2 is a threat, so probably king f3. Should the king, pawn, and knight control like all these squares? So black really can't do anything to like move the king up or move the rook into the e-file. And there's rook e7, but then pawn f6. I'm just going for mate. I don't see how black can stop it. Here's actually bishop d8 is a try. Takes and then here. Oh, that's also a try. Hmm. Okay. GG. It's funny, my opponent's username is exceptionalfork. And they could have prevented the exceptional fork. But it's so easy to miss. Like, when I played 94, I think I got overexcited. And I departed from the rational world. Like, I just saw this, and then I kind of just tunnel vision in this area, forgetting that the board's connected. So, yeah, H2 is winning because king goes anywhere, then queen takes queen, and then actually, oh no, my queen. This is not legal. Oh no, my exceptional fork. I think I was going to play f3 and then hope for this next move or hope for this and this, but even this line white's losing. Lac could just castle too. Anyway, that was a cool cool little tactical idea that you don't see every day. I have had a position before, let's say like this. I've had a position in the past where like I've gone for this tactic where it's even more obvious that the knight will be pinned. And yeah, it's a worse feeling when you like give away something and you can't win it back. Okay, last thing about this game, I want to check the opening. G5. Wow, G5 is the best move. So I'm supposed to play knight b3 first? Oh, maybe I'm just supposed to delay castling. Wow. Wow, I could have been much worse. F4 traps my bishop because takes and then H4. Yeah, we both missed that. I would get some pawns. This is really bad for white. This forced mate. Yeah, rook h1's coming. Oh, man. Okay, so a few missed tactics this game. I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I lost 8 points this stream. So the rating was not raised, but lessons were learned. I hope people enjoyed the chess. And I'll be back tomorrow for Title Tuesday. Stay tuned, and goodbye. Oh, were there audio issues? Sorry about that. Sometimes it's a YouTube thing, though. Sometimes you just have to refresh. I'll look into it, though. I've heard that from previous streams, too. Anyway, have a good night. Adios.